All right, so my name is Calvin Stewart. I go to Harvard University. I'm gonna be a sophomore actually this fall, and I graduate 2020. The impact of the internship at the RFP is that you get to connect with these, amazing kids that we serve in this community who really benefit from this space, right? You get to be a mentor for these kids. You get to be a role model for these kids through, the classes, through the experiences, and being able to connect with them. They taught me just as much as I taught them. I learned just as much from them as they learned from me. First of all, the things that I learned about the Delta. I grew up here, but it turns out there's a lot of stuff I didn't know, like the history of all the prominent civil rights activists who have come down through this area. Like Highway 51 is a road that I drive to go to Batesville or sometimes Memphis, like all the time. And I never knew that these prominent activists had marched down that very same road. So it makes me look at doing things a different way. Do I feel like there's a need for organizations like the RFP? I feel like there's a definite need for organizations like the RFP. Having come up through the Mississippi school system myself, the sense of hopelessness you get from going up there, there were times where teachers just didn't know what to do with kids. If kids were struggling, they would just have them sit over there and do whatever. The same thing with the opposite problem. If a kid was doing well, and he was going through your work like that, they would tell you, okay, you can just sit over there and do whatever. I used to daydream in class all the time. And so having this place where these kids could go and just to learn about how they can apply themselves, how to become leaders, and these very important principles, love, education, action, discipline, and have those things applied to their life. They really need that. They really need that, especially in a place like here where we show so much love. And that's something they're not getting in the school system. They're not getting that at all. They're just being passed through. I personally had a lot of teachers who didn't care. And so the people here, they really care. We're invested in these children, in these kids' futures. So they really need places like this. This place is also a very forward-thinking social justice initiative where it's you want these kids to feel comfortable in things in the time, the country is facing a lot of problems with you got violence against black people going on. That's what you see when you turn on the news, you see someone else has been shot down. And this place is very forward thinking in that we think about how can we talk to these kids about these problems, how can we make them knowledgeable about what's going on, how can we make them appreciate who they are, and how can we make them grow as people who do not think that they are being people who appreciate their blackness. Parents sign up their kids because I think they recognize the need for a place like this. If I know for a fact if the RFP the Freedom Project had been in Charleston, I would have been in this program because a lot of parents recognize that their kids aren't getting what they need at the school system, and a place like this can really give them the attention, the love, and all the things that they need to really thrive and become students who can be leaders and who can advocate for themselves and can do all these things that they're not being taught to do elsewhere. This place is almost, it becomes a pillar of these kids' lives because this is the place they can come and they can be themselves and they can learn throughout the summer. They can have a positive summer, right? They won't spend their summer, getting in trouble. They won't spend their summer just wasting it away or anything like that, forgetting what they've learned. They learn more when they come here. They have a better time when they come here. They leave better people when they come here. Working at the RFP has honestly been one of the greatest, most rewarding experiences of my life. I feel like I've done some of the best work. I feel like I've made some of the best contributions to the world that I could here by helping these students. And that's in all honesty, because I've never really been involved with a program like this, and to be a part of it has been just eye-opening. It's been very influential and changing the way I think about the world. It's helped me to see that I can be a mentor to young kids. It's been very influential.